Everyone, Dwayne the Builder here. Hey, eventually we're going to talk more about real estate investing and building stuff. But right now, I want to get a few things off my chest, so to speak, and it's about how you run a service-based business. Now, I see a lot of people online promoting online marketing, real estate investing by itself, all sorts of businesses. But when it comes to the home service business or any type of service-based business, I don't see a lot of content that is getting to the heart of what really affects business owners. So this is for you well, it's for anyone really, but if you've just started your company, or if you're thinking about, or you're in the pre-planning stages to start working for yourself, I want to show you or tell you a few things that helped me 20 years ago when I got started. Now, this is very important. I didn't start this 5 years ago. This is 20 years in the making. And I have done stuff because I thought it was the right thing to do, but then I realized, I was kind of making a mistake, and I figured out what didn't work, right? So we've been able to figure out over the years what works, what doesn't work. Now, technology changes what you do also. So you think about 20 years ago, YouTube, all the social media, but YouTube and Google didn't exist. So where did I go to get knowledge? It was either talking to someone, which I didn't have a lot of wealthy business owners around me, so that was an out, or it was the library, and I hated reading. So now we have the luxury of video. We get to see video content. We go to YouTube, right here on YouTube, click on a video, how to fill in the blank, and figure out anything that you want to do. I mean, I think we can learn how to make stuffed animals, how to make candles, how to build a 7-figure business, how to change the carburetor on a 77 F-150. Whatever you want to know, you can find it right here on YouTube. So anyway, the home service business. Now let's narrow down that to a few trades. Today, just for example, we're going to talk about the heating and air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical trade, to be exact. Now, let's just say any one of those three, and you can use HVAC because that's my past. That's what I used to do a lot of, started out. In the service-based business, if you're starting out in a hurry, like you lose your job and you need to hurry up and start your business, you're going to find it to be a little more difficult because you need to get the proper business license, contractor's license, insurance, and so that comes with time and money. In a perfect world, you'll start thinking about starting your business before you're unemployed, or not make the leap until you have this stuff in line. So I would highly suggest get your company legal, get your license, contractor's license, business license, insurance, get a good attorney to help you set up your business properly, and go from there. So avoid spreading yourself too thin. Concentrate on your one thing. Now, I am a real estate investor, a multiple business owner, public speaker, and course creator, which the course is not out yet, but we're in the process of creating this training course for home service-based businesses, so keep an eye out for that. But I do quite a bit. But I have 20 years of momentum, and I have 20 years of experience working for me. When I started out, there's no way that I could have started real estate investing at the same time I was starting my heating and air conditioning business. I was too busy trying to get clients and make sure I understand business, the way business worked, and hiring people, and then getting more clients and trucks, and then more people, and that snowball that you have to get going for you. And once you get it so big, it kind of self-propels, at least better than day one. So avoid spreading yourself too thin. So you don't want to try to do too much. Concentrate on your one thing, your skill, or whatever your company service or product provides. You want to make sure that you're concentrating and providing outstanding service, because that's one of the ways that I built my business so big, so quick, was we offered service that you couldn't get from just anywhere. And that wasn't sort of the bumper sticker slogan of our company. It was a fact. People felt good about paying us. They felt good about giving us money because, one, we made their problem go away, and number two, we showed them respect. We built rapport. They liked dealing with us. So is really, really, really good. So going to sleep early. Now, this is where you hear a lot of people say, well, to be a business owner and entrepreneur, you're going to have to work 12 to 20 hours a day, whatever the number is. I know I worked a lot in the beginning. So I worked physically all day out in the elements and with my clients. And then at night, I did a lot of work in my home office. Now, I was blessed at the time. My girlfriend, now wife Becky, is a CPA. So it was easier for me to have my books taken care of. But if you're not married to a CPA, like I've been blessed to be married to one, then what you can do is you can reach out to a independent bookkeeper. Hopefully you have a CPA in line. Your CPA may offer bookkeeping services, or they might know someone that freelances and does it on the side, or has independent clients. So definitely on the bookkeeping side is something that you really want to do. That goes back to not burning yourself out, because if you're not working all day, say 10 to 12 hours out in the field, and now you're trying to do bookkeeping, first of all, you got to learn it, and then you've got to do it. It's just too much. So you want to scale that. You want to send that out. Also, cutting your own grass. When you're a business owner, unless you're in the landscape business, I wouldn't recommend it. You can spend that time doing a few things. One is you can use that time learning, watching videos here on YouTube, trying to learn how to grow your business and expand and create a higher profit margin, and advertising and do whatever. So spend that time wisely, and like cleaning a house, landscaping, those are all very important jobs, but they're for someone that specializes in that field. It's not for me if I'm not in that field. I'm building and buying and selling and servicing. I really don't want to clean. I don't clean the houses that we flip. We have a company that comes in and does it. So highly recommend you do that. Concentrate on the most important actions that a business owner should concentrate on. And that's sort of like a hypothetical plateauish type thing that I wrote down. Basically what that means is you have a job. All right. Now your job might be to perform your task with your clients. It also might be to learn how to scale your business, or to scale your business, to get reach and learn how to grow into the advertising space, how to make sure that you're properly insured, always keeping that ball going. As your business grows, insurance requirements may change. Marketing skills or where you market might change. Your budget will change. So there's a lot of things in there. You know what? I wrote down something the other day. What would I tell my 17-year-old self? Now, if you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s or 70s, it doesn't really matter. I don't know how many people start in business in their 70s, but I'm sure they exist, and good for you if you are. I hope I have that tenacity to do that. I think, though, what I would go back and tell my 30-year-old self when I started my heating and air conditioning company, it would be real estate investing. It would be, so my task was heating and air conditioning. That was my thing. That's what I did. But I would also remind myself that when I started making money, to invest that money in real estate, or invest that money in mutual funds, or wherever I wanted to put it. So I would say to yourself, if you're in business for yourself, if you're already working for yourself, you're getting ready to start thinking about investing. Create a little bit of an investment. Look, I recommend listen to Dave Ramsey. Okay, there's a few know-it-alls in the real estate investing space here on YouTube that tell you he doesn't know what he's talking about. The guy's brilliant. Okay, and so you can take what he teaches in how to get your personal finances in order, and then you can adapt that to your business. So I would definitely recommend following either Dave Ramsey or someone like him that can give you that skill and that helpful, very helpful information to get you either one, out of debt, or number two, keep you out of debt. When you start your business, a lot of these are shoestring budgets. I don't like going to get a big loan, a big nut from the bank that I've got to then operate off of. And then if my business doesn't work, now I'm stuck with a sick business and a big loan from the bank. So I would highly recommend that you actually start the baby steps and you move yourself up. I'm getting a thumbs up here from the camera guy, so we're good to go. I would highly recommend start crawling before you walk, and then walk before you run. When you grow into your business, as you build equity in your business, as you put money in the bank and don't finance every single thing that you own, you have a freedom, you have a independence about yourself that you don't have that cloud hanging over your head every day. Now, there's certain businesses, I don't know, you might have to start with a big nut or a big loan from a bank. It's just not what I specialize in. What I specialize in, one person, one truck, one set of tools for that vehicle or skill set, whatever you need for that business, and grow it from there. And then you start to scale your company. And then what happens is it's like compound interest. Once you get to a certain point in a business, if you're offering a service that people need and want, and they call you back because they love the treatment that you gave them, and you know how to create the profit margin in your business, you know what your spread is supposed to be, or your profit margin, then what happens is that you're able to grow that business. Now, of course, there's some dynamics about a business as you grow it. Your profit margin is kind of odd, will shrink, but your overall sales are higher, which means your net, what you're bringing home, is typically higher. Now, if something's off the rails, you don't have your formulas right, you have too much debt, you have too much overhead, you're not keeping your eye on your task or your skill, well, there's a good chance that it all gets out of whack anyway. So I would highly recommend that you concentrate on keeping the spread, 18 to 21%, I guess. Different businesses, different things. It's hard for me to tell you what it should be because it's based on your market, your task, your skill, the industry that you're in. It's based on a lot. Take whatever it is that you're doing, for example, and just Google what's the average profit margin in that space and start to get a consensus for where it is. One thing that I would highly recommend you do when you're starting a business out. Now, this might sound just totally off the wall, but I highly recommend it. I would start doing these little riffs. Take the audio on your phone and start recording your thoughts during the day. If you have something overwhelming, now you're not doing your job, running a business and everything else, and then recording yourself. But if you're overwhelmed and you feel pressure and you're starting to just feel like nobody's listening to you, start recording yourself. And then a few days later, when you're having a good day, go back and listen to that. Listen to yourself in a state of desperation. When you listen to the conversation that you've had with yourself, when you were down and out, when you were in the rut, so to speak, and it felt like everything was on you, it was cloudy, cold, dreary, and pressure. When you're in a good mood and the sun's shining and everybody's happy, listen to that. And that'll be one of the best ways that you can gauge your actions in the future. When you're having a bad day, remember how chaotic that sounded? Because guess what? How you sound and your tonality in your recording is how other people perceive you to be. You start to go down this path of where you're allowing business and the actions of business to change your state, change who you are, change your personality, your facial expressions, your body language, your tonality. It starts to change every single thing about you. And that begins the snowball effect. Say you're a good salesperson and you're having a really rotten day. Business, there's something that went wrong, a client's unhappy, you lost a sale, someone quit on you, you're having one of those days, it's going to change you. And so the next client that you meet or the next important meeting that you have, you're probably not going to be on your A game. You're going to be on some game and it probably won't be a good one. So you definitely want to make sure that you start to govern yourself and control your actions and control the state that you're in. Don't allow the outside world, outside events happening and situations to change who you are. Because that business owner that stays focused is the business owner that has a level head, has a target, and you're almost just like on a beeline to get it done. Perfect example would be Warren Buffett. I don't know if he ever loses his cool or not, but I'm going to tell you, I've never seen it, right? He's always calm, cool, collected, and he's very successful. So I think there's a lot to be said about a level head and focus and creating a sort of like you're on a rail, right? You have a mission. You're going from here to there, and here's how you're going to do it, and you never change your form, and you get there. Great athletes. Great athletes do the same thing. They have a form, they have a skill, they have a skill set they practice. So definitely. We went through the industrial age years ago, and as Dean Graziosi says, we're in the information age now, and he's exactly right. We're in this age to where we can go to YouTube and click how to, and here we are. There's a good chance that one of the keywords I put in this video, you search how to, and here you are. Now, I don't want this to be a video of platitudes and generalizations. Some videos are going to be very specific on a certain subject or a problem that you're having in a business. And by the way, like and subscribe, please, to this channel, and put a comment below. And I want to hear what are some of the things that are affecting you, bothering you, and making your business kind of, either you're scared to do when you start your business, or things that you're in business now, and things that aren't going right. So that's a good way to be. You're in the information age. That'll help you to become the best that you were intended to be. So you're only going to be as good as you want to be. You're only going to be as good as the practice that you put into your job, your skill, your business. There's a lot of people that show up, but they really don't have skill and effort, or maybe they have skill and no effort, or they have effort and have no idea about skill. It's a combination. See, business is interesting to where I took a skill that I had. I was a service technician for a heating and air company, and I was pretty darn good at it. I could sell parts when they were needed. They weren't always needed. I could sell equipment when it was needed. Wasn't always needed, but I managed to get a lot of equipment sales. And I had repeat clients. I sold service contracts because one of the first things that I did, and we have in our training video, we have a segment on how to become service savvy. I'm not going to go into detail now about it, but one of the things is how you build rapport. Now, this goes back to what we just tied into the entire video. When you build rapport with someone, you build confidence in them, and you also build it in yourself. Because when someone accepts you, and when they accept your message, and they welcome you into their house, suddenly now you become more confident. You're more at ease. You're in friendly territory. You do your job and you leave, and that builds momentum to the next thing. Well, that momentum, we were just talking about when you're having a bad day and how that this negative momentum, that negative energy, it just drives you down the tunnel and it affects the rest of your day. You might as well go home and wait for the day to get better and start over. But just like that is in a negative, building rapport with your clients, having success on one job then breeds success on the next. It breeds confidence and your comfort in you as a person and what you do. But take the information that you have online, help it to form a system, a routine, how to become service savvy, which is something coming up in our training video or in our training course. And take all of that and wrap that up into becoming the best at what you do. Now, when you're ready to take the leap, you take the skill, you take the attitude, you take the confidence, and you take that into the marketplace. Create your own brand, create your own company, and suddenly, you start to bring something to the marketplace that it's been needing or wanting. Because if you're smart about it, you're going to look around and see what's missing. What service is missing in your space? There's something that you're knowledgeable in. Now, you might start a company that you have never done this particular task before. Maybe you're a great numbers cruncher, you're a business owner, you know how to build a team and lead people. Maybe you're going to hire in the skill, the tradesman, to do it. And that's fine too, because let me say, you have just as much chance succeeding not doing the skill as someone that knows the skill but has no idea how to run a business, which is one of the reasons why 95% of all businesses fail in 5 years, because you have people that are good at their job and their task, but they have no idea how to run a business. You know, taxes and 941 payments and schedules and loans and interest and how much you leverage yourself. And yeah, I mean, we could just go on. It's like spaghetti soup. You know, you just get into all the stuff. Spaghetti soup. Gavin, is that a thing? Spaghetti soup? If you ever had spaghetti and mix soup with it, it'd be nasty. And that's kind of what a business is when you don't know all aspects of it. Now, you don't have to be a business genius and a skilled tradesman beyond belief. You can be one of the other. You just have to know where to get the information. Remember, we're in the information age. It's easy to find it. Reach out to people. Hey, reach out to me. Send me an email. Post a comment in this video and ask a particular question. I want to know what the question is. And look, I'm not on here just someone else with lights pointing at me on a video in a studio telling you stuff that is just, what I read. This is stuff that I've done. This is starting multiple businesses, and I can tell you one is unique from the other. The home service business is different than real estate investing. Real estate investing, even though it's in the real estate space, is different than building. It's different than general contracting. So every business has its sort of nuance, but what I'm telling you is stuff that I've been there, done that, or had to hire someone to solve a problem for me. So I've got the experience to do it. And we're going to have a interview session where I have somebody asking me questions that these are not questions that I've given them. I want these questions to be organic, and I want them to come from people with real life issues, real life problems, and I want to try to solve them by telling you my opinion on what I would do. Now, you've heard of funnels, sales funnels online. You click on an ad for something, and then you get into that funnel and you get into clicking on other services or books or items or whatever. When you start your business, consider your business like a funnel. So you're starting with the knowledge that you have for your task. And as you go further down, you're offering other services to your clients. So you might be there to fix the heating and air conditioning. But now your job is to add service contracts, add an extended warranty. Your job is to find stuff that's wrong and sell parts that they need. Obviously, if they don't need anything, they don't need anything, and that's it. Maybe they should replace something, but they might not have the money or they don't want to do it. Make them a recommendation. Used to be we wrote service tickets, but now there's a lot of stuff online. Some of your digital platforms that you're able to do all your stuff from an iPad or a phone, all your invoicing and note-taking. Make a note. So next summer when that part fails, you really look like a genius because, hey, you didn't tell them they had to have it, you recommended it, and then suddenly the next year or the year after that, they have to replace it, and they remember that. Yeah, you did recommend it, no problem. Now you start to build not only rapport, but you start to build respect because now they trust you and your skill set. You want to make sure that you just create that funnel of service, that you start with the initial meeting of your client. And every step of the way, you constantly refine what you do and what your skill is. And suddenly you create an experience like no one else has ever seen. These people want to call you back. They want to tell their neighbors and their friends and their families and their coworkers that this person knows what they're doing. Their company knows what they're doing. So look, that's going to be it. We've rambled on for a little bit too long today. My cameraman's ready to hit stop, but we're done for today. But listen, please like and subscribe to this channel. I trust you. There's a lot of really good stuff coming, both in the service-based business and in real estate investing. And that's what makes this channel kind of cool. It's real estate investing that might and often does lean on your one thing, your main job. Until next time, see ya.